It just happened to me again. I had an idea for a really basic app, and I was like, there's no way that somebody can mess this one up. I just needed a very basic AI-enabled app. I didn't have the time to do it because I'm busy running dreams into apps. I'm busy building the business. And I was like, hey, I'm going to hire a developer on Upwork to build this one really small app for me. And it happened again. I got ripped off. And I'm making this video because I went against my belief, my philosophy of building apps yourself, learning full stack no code development, and just owning the app that you want to build, putting in the work, not taking a shortcut, and just owning the intellectual property. I hired a developer on Upwork, and in this video, I'm going to just come clean and tell you about my Upwork history and talk about why Upwork is just set up to fail entrepreneurs. And not every entrepreneur. There are some ways that you can use Upwork if you are a skilled team builder, if you're skilled at hiring, if you have very clean cut identified requirements for your app. Upwork can be a fantastic place for you to outsource. But if you're a startup founder, an indie SaaS builder, a busy business owner, and you want to build an app for your company, or this idea that keeps you up at night, like Upwork is just not set up for success. So what you see here on my screen is my Upwork account. I'm going to blur out the freelancer I was working with and some sensitive information here, but I'm just going to come clean. As you can see on the right hand side, I've spent hundreds, thousands, actually over $500,000 on Upwork since my time as an Upwork client. Not all of this money is my own. It's friends and family who invested in my startups. It's a lot of my savings. We raised $1.5 million from investors for my first startup. We raised money for Ambitious Labs. So it's investors' money, friends and family, and just money from people who worked really, really hard to earn that cash to fund my ideas because they believe in me as the founder. But I'm just falling for this trap of a broken system here on Upwork. And it's not Upwork's fault. It's actually our fault as entrepreneurs. We are ambitious people. We want something done yesterday, right? You have this idea and you go on Upwork, you post the requirements, and all these people are promising you, I'll build you this app. I have experience doing it. And then you get even more caught up. You see $12 an hour, $15 an hour. Then you see the person charging 60 or 100 and you're like, no, I don't want to go there. I want the $12 an hour person because I can pay that person maybe $1,200. 100 hours at $12 an hour? That's a great rate, right? There's no way anything can go wrong. But look, the cold, hard truth is that nobody cares about you, your idea, your business, your success as much as you do. These developers on Upwork, especially the ones who are overseas, if they're in India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nigeria, in any of these countries where the dollar goes a lot farther, they are needing to make a living and they are billing you per hour for hard work that they're doing. But it's not that they're not doing the work. It's that there are many differences in the way that they do business and not the way we do business as Americans, as Canadians, as entrepreneurs in first world countries or fully commercialized countries. I'm Indian and I'm not going to discount my home country of India because India is the very big hub of innovation. The startup scene is absolutely blowing up and they're a huge fast growing GDP amongst the top GDP countries in the world. So it's not that these countries have anything wrong with them. It's that our culture of doing business is different, right? When you are an American, you have entrepreneurship in your blood, the American dream. You have product thinking. And the problem with hiring overseas developers is that they are trained to be developers as a way to make a living online. They went to school to get an education. They are trying to make money online so they can fend for their families. At the end of the day, $1,000 or $2,000 for a developer overseas per month is the equivalent of like a six-figure salary here in the US. So they're just doing their job by putting their hours in, but the cultural difference of them not being, and I'm not going to generalize all of them, many of them who are charging $12, $15 an hour and building these livings online, they many times lack product thinking mindset. I have worked with some amazing developers. One of my developers was in Bangladesh and he was $15 an hour, but he was a rock star.
And that company actually still works with that developer today. And he has an amazing livelihood. One of the most touching stories of my life was when I initially hired him and he showed me his setup. All he really had was like an older PC laptop that was like risen on some books. And then Fast forward a year after we were paying him, really well, he sent me this really cool like triple monitor gaming setup. It was like this dream setup. He got married while we were working with him. He moved apartments from like a small apartment to a bigger apartment, and it was just so cool to see that journey. And he was actually a really close friend and like a really close partner of ours in the company. And he honestly didn't want to leave either because we were taking care of him. He was doing amazing work. He felt challenged. He was part of a team, a USA-based startup. Like that's a huge monumental achievement for, someone in a developing country. So overall, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with the people on Upwork. I just don't think it's set up correctly for early stage startup founders. But look, I mean, I went against my own philosophy here and I got burnt, and I just made this video to come clean to you guys and tell you that even I make mistakes. But there's a time and a place. And so if you're looking to hire on Upwork, definitely get a few different opinions, manage them carefully, and just make sure that you can commit to yourself that you have the time. But honestly, like if you can't speak the language of software development and you're not willing to learn how to maintain that code, at the end of the day, whether you learn today or you learn after that code is shipped, you're going to have to learn the basics of navigating software. So on that note, I hope you guys learned something new, learn from my mistakes. That's what I'm here to do. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you in another video.